Welcome, fellow collectors. In this episode of Diecast Emporium, we're going to be taking a look at a WSI collectibles model. This is part of their USA Premium line. This is product number 34-2003. It's the Western Star 4900 truck with ballast box, 6x4 rig in red. So this comes in a very plain, very plain gray box. It's not even a window box. I'll give you a brief look at it. That's it. That is the front of the box. You can't even tell what's actually inside of it until you look at the sticker right here, which tells you what it is. Nothing on the bottom. Really nothing on the side other than the product code. That's it. Inside, the model is enclosed in two polystyrene formers. The only thing in there is the truck and a ballast box with a spare tire, some pull bars, chains, lights, and other accessories. I'm not going to really go into big detail about the ballast box because I really don't display it very much with this model, but if you choose to do so, again, you don't see this very much here in the States, but it basically just sits over the fifth wheel. You can run some chains to give it a more realistic look and hook it up to the back of this, but essentially that is how it would look. So into the model review. This is one of the best prime mover trucks you can get on the market. It is not inexpensive, but this is a case of you get what you pay for. It is extremely detailed and very nice looking. So, what I like to do with WSI models is I like to look at the underneath of the truck first because they really do a great job. And as you can see with the chassis, it's very detailed. A lot of the components are modeled. You can see the engine, transmission, drive shaft, things like that. But also, if you look at the tires, they're different sizes from in the front and in the rear. Also, they have realistic tread patterns on them, and they are different also in the front and the rear. Tires roll freely. Great range of motion and steering in the front. You have your fuel tanks. There's also some chains and things that dangle as well here. So, awesome looking underneath this truck. Very detailed. Certainly no corners were cut there. Setting the truck right side up, the hood does open, but it doesn't open perhaps as real as, or as far as the real truck does because it falls foul of the bumper. But inside you can see a somewhat detailed engine, and a lot of the different components and stuff have been modeled in plastic. So that's really cool to take a look at. The doors do open on both sides of the truck, but you have to be careful because it's kind of a tight fit there. Also, a real highlight or a high point of this model as well is if you look on the exhaust, the Western Star emblem and all of these holes are actually perforated and drilled through. So that's not an effect done with a decal. That's actually part of the casting. Extremely impressive, very detailed. High quality finish there. As I mentioned, the doors do open. The antennas are actually pretty sharp and razor thin, adding to that realistic look to it. Coming along to the back of the truck, there's Western Star rubber mud flaps. They also have those on the front of the truck as well, and they do flex a little bit. You have diamond plating up here on the wheel wells, and your fifth wheel does move here, and this will fit most trailers that I've used on it. Keeping up the high level of detailing here, you can see all of this is drilled through and just looks awesome. The oversized load sign, in case you're wondering, yes, that does slip up if you choose to run that. Beacon lights or warning lights, those still do look good. There's a pair of those up on top. Moving to the front of the truck, the aforementioned mud flaps are up here. These are metal, which look great. And even, I don't know if you can see it on my less than stellar camera, but there are Western Star W's on the air horns, which look really good. Of course, you have your W up here as well on the grill. Lots of chrome used on this model. So you're definitely going to want to carry a little rag around to wipe your fingerprints off when you're displaying this model, because you'll get fingerprints all over this thing with the amount of chrome on this. Another small little detail and function on this thing is this little tow hitch here flips up and down. So if you're using this as a prime mover to push or pull a heavy load, you can use this too. Really cool. Okay, so that's the details of it. How does it look with a trailer? Let's bring in a Rogers Lowboy. Hopefully I'll be able to get most of this in the frame. Sits in there, no problem. Looks good. And the whole, like I said, the whole fifth wheel slides. So you can slide it forward, you can slide it back, and it will lock into position. So there's a 4-axle flip. So that looks good. And here's, keeping up with the theme of high-quality models, here's a recently released 973 by Ccm Cat Track Loader. There you go. Gorgeous truck. Beautiful model. The Western Star does not come with a trailer, but it's definitely a worthwhile inclusion to add to your collection. And beautiful truck. You can get them in a bunch of different colors. They're not only available in red. I think there's a gray one, a black one, might be a yellow one. Quite a few out there. And there's also a Peterbilt prime mover as well. So there you go, guys. The Western Star 4900 150th scale by WSI models. These were previously released about 10 years or so ago. They recently released them last year. Re-released them last year. And that's how I was able to get them. Gorgeous looking trucks. They match up well with the Sword Red collection of trucks. So if you collect those, they match up well with those. And great looking truck. So if you guys have any other questions or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. And until next time, guys, as always, really appreciate you watching. Be safe. Take care. We'll see you in the next video.